Hello guys, welcome to Critical Development, the show where I take a look at maps that you send me and try to provide constructive feedback. Then I choose one of them and remake it in my own style. I have a few maps to look at here today, so let's get started. So first up, we have this wonderful map by Otaku DJ King, at least I hope that's how you pronounce that. He sent in this wonderful, snowy kind of village town map. It seems to be using either DLC assets or possibly custom tiles, because I don't actually recognize those trees at all. But they look really, really good, so that's not like a bad thing or anything. It looks really good. So I really, really like this map, but there are a few notes that I want to make. First and foremost, we have a return of the one tile wide paths. I kind of harp on that point, don't make one tile wide paths, things of that nature. But honestly, like sometimes there is a time and a place for it, and sometimes it just works. And this map is an example of it. I actually kind of like the one tile wide paths here because it's a bit more of a claustrophobic kind of map, and so they work for that. One thing that I don't really like to do is have sort of like perfect 4x4 grids like he does with the little like tent zone over there. I would offset one row so that, you know, it just looks a little bit more like haphazardly placed, unless them being uniformly like symmetrical is like, if there's some explainable reason, like somebody talks about, you know, oh, like this is such a clean and perfect tent village thing that we've got going on, then maybe like that's a good time to put that. But otherwise, I would try to offset them a little bit just to make it a little bit more visually appealing. Also, there's just a couple spots where like the tiles are a little wonky. If you look up there, there's a spot where the top of the tree got cut off. I think that's probably just a goof that he didn't catch, which is fine, it happens. And also there's a little issue with a roof tile, but overall this is a very good map, and I think that this is a wonderful example of what can be made with an RPG Maker when you put in the time and the effort. So very good job. Now this is a map by somebody named Finks, and I'm not really going to critique this map because I honestly don't have anything to say about it. At least nothing like no constructive criticism about it, because I think this is fantastic. This is an example of what can be done with parallaxes and with just a little bit more time and effort put into maps. This is either a map fragment, or this is sort of another transitional map, or it's something where an event is supposed to take place. But either way, I really, really like it. This feels super natural and super well done. I don't mean supernatural like ghosts. I mean like it's natural, but to a like super degree. This looks like something out of like an old school SNES RPG. I absolutely adore this. And as I said, I've got nothing bad to say about this. This is spectacular. It feels lived in. It feels like someplace that it could actually exist. There's basically no uniformity to anything. The only tiles that I'm looking at that I see repeated are the little like double barrels. That's like the only part of this map that I'm like, okay, well that's noticeably a tile. Other than that, like this just, it feels unique. Like every single spot where a player could be standing, they're looking at something that they can't look at in any other spot. It's wonderful. So I'm gonna be done heaping on praise with this and just sort of move on. But fantastic work, Finks. And guys, look at this and let this be some inspiration for you guys for what you can do if you just put in a little bit of extra effort into the maps. Then we have this map here from Rusty Gears. He's actually gone ahead and done something that nobody else has done yet, in that he's made a modern map using the built-in sci-fi tiles. And it's like a city marketplace sort of kind of thing. And I like it, but there are a few things with it. First, to talk about what I liked, the overall layout, like to me, feels like something you would see in Pokemon, which I guess is sort of a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because like the layout, it's straightforward. People are gonna be able to find their way around. Like everything is like super easily navigatable. The problem though is that it's just not very visually interesting. And I feel like that's this map's main problem, is there's really nothing about this that makes the player want to hang out, want to hang around, with the exception of that sort of watery construction area down there. That is easily my favorite part of the map. I think that is a brilliant piece of design. It looks interesting. It's like the kind of place where I want to go explore, I want to hang out, I want to see what's going on there. I can't really say that for the rest of the map, sadly. It's just, there's not a lot of life. Like, I feel like there's a lot of missed opportunities to make this map really feel like a bustling city. So I'm gonna take a swing at it. This is the one that I'm going to make an effort to remake. So let's go ahead and get over to that. So here you can see both maps side by side. On the left we have the original, and on the right we have the version that I made. It's a little bit less open. I kind of changed the layout slightly. It's not like a walkthrough marketplace now, it's sort of like a drive-through place. I tried my best to keep the same number of buildings that were open and the same basic layout of where buildings are. I did shift the like school research building over a little bit because I felt like it worked a little bit better over there, and I added in some more foliage. This isn't probably the best map that I've done. Honestly, I'm not super great at modern maps, but I gave it my best shot. If you notice, I actually did do a single tile wide path, but there's good reason for that, and that good reason is that I didn't realize that I was doing that until I was already finished with the map. But this just further emphasizes a point that I made in a super early episode of the RPG Maker tutorial series, in that games aren't like, you don't finish a game, you're just sort of forced to release it. Because you can tinker and you can tweak and you can mess with everything and do further iterations and all that sort of stuff until, you know, the end of time. So this is something that I would have liked to have gone back and revisited, but the nature of the show does not allow me to do that. But I did my best, as I said, to maintain the overall layout of the map, to maintain the buildings. If you notice, I got like the watery segment down there, that I kind of changed up a little bit of how it's kind of sort of laid out, which I'm not sure which one I prefer, his or mine. I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards how he did it, but as far as the rest of the map, I sort of prefer the way that I did it. Naturally, I made it. But yeah, so these are the two maps. I will be sending this map file off to Rusty Gears to see if he wants to use my version or his version, or, you know, create a combination of the two of them. If you would like an opportunity to have me critique one of your maps, you can send it to me on Twitter. I actually have quite the number of maps to look at now, because I have had numerous people send me maps, and I'm going to be getting to them in future episodes, so be looking for those. If you guys like the Critical Development series, be sure to give this video a like, leave a comment down below, and as I said, tweet your maps to me. You can also subscribe, which is always wonderful. Or you can click on some buttons here on screen to go to other videos on my channel, and that little round thing, you just click on that and it'll subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a good one.